Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS for rule well, teach well, being great examples for his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, and listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. And what I want to get into, going into this evening, is dealing with how mercy, rejoiceth against judgment. It's an inspired, this lesson is inspired by a precept in the book of James, 2 and 13, which we'll start off with. Because as you can see, all right, we in the time, as you go into the Passover, and the Passover, one of the underlying themes of the Passover is the mercy that the Lord had on his people. It represents the judgment that he had on our enemies, and the deliverance. That deliverance was a form of mercy. Because as we know, dealing with the Passover, all right, we was in the spirit of crying out to the Lord, because of the oppressor, because we was in a situation where our oppressors showed no mercy. Going back to the ancient Egyptians. You see? And the Lord came through and delivered. He fought against our enemies and delivered us out of that bondage, that oppression. And that was a form of mercy. All right? And we're in the same predicament this day. And as we're, in a position of needing mercy, the Lord put us in a position where we will have to show mercy, to our own people. And as you can see, in this time, dealing with Jake, the latest events, dealing with High Priest Ariah, one of the pillars, of the ministry. You see, Jake is in the position, Jake is in the mindset like, damn, there's no mercy. You see, Jake is teaching hell, just to put one of the pillars of the ministry in hell forever, man. That's a merciless doctrine, man. Even in Christianity, to teach their hell doctrine, that's a merciless doctrine, man. But we're in a time where we need mercy more than ever. Now, I want to get this in the book of James, chapter 2, verse 13. It said, "For he shall have judgment without mercy that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment." Mercy rejoiceth against judgment. And see, Esau Edom is the biggest form of people that shows no mercy. Because here it is, this man has the ups, he has the influence, he has the resources, and this man is still thinking of ways to destroy, to take away more freedoms, to, the look joy and peace we do get out of life. He want to take that and put on the grid, put on the digital grid. You see, he's a very merciless ruler. And as we can see amongst our own, we have some very merciless men, and it's like, damn, you see? But hey, that same way that you judge out is going to come back. That same standard you judge other men is going to come back. And that's what makes us balance as judges, because we understand, like, the way we judge, it's going to come back. Like, that's why you can't be a hypocritical judge, You got to consider yourself, then consider the situation that you're judging, and then you utilize mercy to make the right judgment. And being merciful don't mean that you're passive. It means that you're considerate of the circumstances surrounding that situation. You see? But Jake, has this mind frame that, he hell, eternal fire, like, goddamn, But mercy rejoiceth, against, judgment. Because those that have shown mercy, mercy will be shown unto them. And Jay, everybody just earning their destruction or their salvation at this point, man. Everybody is going hard, because the scoffers are hard body, the Jake that's in opposition, they going hard body, false doctrines, false prophets, everybody's going hard body, the true men of the Lord, everybody is hard body in they lot, man. And you can tell in the spirit, hey, the gloves are off, man. It is what it is, man. You know? But at the end of the day, mercy is vital, within obtaining salvation, man. Okay? Now, when you go here to the book of Luke, okay? This is the book of Luke, chapter 7. All right, verse 41. It says, there was a certain creditor which had two debtors. The one owed 500 pence and the other 50. And when they had nothing to pay, he frankly forgave them both. Tell me therefore, which of them will he love the most? So you had someone that needed to be given for 500 pence and 50 pence. Then it shows you that, because 500 is 10 times more than 50. So you had someone that needed to be forgiven for 10 times as much as someone else. Okay? Showing you that, hey, how the Lord works. There's men that's going to be forgiven for more things than other men. Some men need more mercy than others, but the Lord still, that's why the scripture says his mercy is everlasting. He's abundant in mercy. Okay? But the Lord's going to have mercy on whom he's going to have mercy, man. And it's above our emotions, man. Okay? It's above us trying to get a lick back. Whoever the Lord chooses to have mercy on and forgives, that's on him. He can do that. He's the creditor. Okay? Because everything we got comes from him. So if he wants to give, someone for a way larger debt, okay, he can do that. Just like with King David. King David did a lot. Solomon did a lot. Okay? But the Lord chose to have mercy. There was repercussions. Okay, but ultimately the Lord showed mercy. And it was according to his will. And we have to start understanding how power moves, man, how power operates, man. You see? Jake, still in that black culture spirit, man. Now keep going. It says, Simeon answered and said, I suppose, all right, that he to whom he forgave most. And he said unto him, thou hast rightly judged. And he turned to the woman and said unto Simeon, all right, this is Mary, which was a harlot, okay, Mary Magdalene. It says, seest thou this woman? I entered into the house. Thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she hath washed my feet with tears and wiped them with the hairs of her head. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, have not ceased to kiss my feet. My head with oil thou didst not anoint, but this woman have anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loved much. To whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. Okay? So even when you deal with particular men, like those men showcase love the way that they labor and put on, okay, and toward, in this work. You see? So so the Lord can't forgive those men for many, okay? And that's just how the Lord does, man. Some men gonna be forgiven for many. Some men ain't gonna do as much, and they ain't gonna need as much mercy, man. But some men are gonna have a great abundance of mercy, man, according to the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? Now, let's go from there and let's get that in the book of Matthew. Okay, this is what you have going on real time, man. With Jake, let's get that in Matthew. All right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18. Start at 23. It says, therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which will take account of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which owed him 10,000 talents. But for as much as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife and children, and all that he had, and payment to be made. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. Then the Lord of the servant, who was moved with compassion, and loosed him and forgave him the debt. Okay? So this man was forgiven of his debt from his Lord. Okay? But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence, and he had laid hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, Pay me that thou owest. And his fellow servant fell down at his feet and besought him, saying, Have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. So you see, here it is. He's just been given for much. But then someone that owes him little, you know, he puts hands on him from the door. Here it is, the Lord that he owed didn't touch him. Okay? He was forgiven, and he owed much. His whole everything he had was at stake. You know, he owed pretty much this man his life. The Lord that he owed him his life. Because he said, you sell your wife, your children, and everything that you have, and pay me. You know? So he owed his Lord his life. But then when he's forgiven, he goes out and finds someone that owes him less. And then this nigga cut up. He don't put hands on him. You know? They grab him, grab him by the throat and saying, Pay me, And this is what we seeing with Jake. Okay? We all need mercy, but Jake is running around, in the spirit. He want to grab you by the throat and throw you in eternal fire. You see? Oh boy. And it says, and he would not, but went and cast him into prison. So no mercy. Till he should pay the debt. So when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry and came and told unto their Lord all that was done. Then his Lord, after that he had called him, said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all that debt, because thou desirest me. Shouldest not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee? And his Lord was wroth and delivered him to the tormentors till he should pay all that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father, do also unto you, if ye from your hearts forgive not everyone his brother their trespass. Okay? Because there's a thing, even with certain men that are not in they're not in GMS anymore. Like, we don't have grudges against those guys, man. You see? And mercy, and a lot of times, before someone is separated from the body, man, there's an extended amount of mercy shown before that decision is made, man. And then they get to the point, then, hey, something got to be done, because now it's affecting the business. You see, when men be removed, it's not a personal thing, it's a business thing. It's a spiritual business, man. And when Jake becomes bad for business, then something got to happen, man. Okay? In the spirit. You see? But even then, there's no grudges here, man. We moving on in the work. Okay? And if the Lord, shows mercy on particular men, then that's the Lord's mercy. We don't feel no type of way. It is as if the Most High is off because he had mercy on whom he had mercy, man. Because he's in control of everything, man. The only thing that's stopping us from buzzing out, okay, and being an outcast is the Lord's mercy. Okay? It's the Lord's mercy that got us here, man. You see? So Jake, they got this merciless mindset. Remember, that same standard that you, all right, judge other men is going to be judged unto you. That's why Yahushua said this in Matthew 7:1. It said, Judge not that ye be not judged. Now, it doesn't say judgment shouldn't go forth. Okay? I say judgment has to go forth, but mercy has to be mingled within judgment. There's certain things, that has to be done. There's certain, hard decisions that have to be made. Okay? But mercy always has to be sprinkled within judgment, man. Okay? And it says, judge not that ye uh be not judged, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and what it says, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be meted. All right, it shall be measured to you again. Okay, so this, Jake is on these rants, and just being merciless as hell. You see, that same judgment gonna come back to you, man. That the same standard, okay, that you holding men to, that standard gonna be judged back to you, man. So when the Lord starts opening up in wrath, guess what? He's gonna judge you by that harsh standard that you want to judge other men by. That merciless standard that you want to judge other men by, the Lord's gonna judge you by that same standard, man. So I say everyone is deserving whatever, everyone is earning whatever the Lord has for them, man. Whether salvation or destruction, man. You know? And the Lord gonna show in this time that he's to be feared, man. And that it's all about his mercy, man. Okay? And Yahushua was always all right getting on the scribes and Pharisees for their wicked mentalities that they had, that merciless mentalities that they had, man. Okay? This is Matthew 23. Okay? And I started at 1. It says, Then spake Yahushua to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you to observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. Yeah, hypocritical, man. Okay? Hypocritical as hell, man. Jake is sitting in the seat of judgment off as hell. And it's the Jakes that's the most out of pocket, that's merciless. It's Jake that had some of the worst track records in Israel that's merciless as hell, man. You look at Jake, if you look at a tenth of Jake's resume, you like, God damn, and Jake did these things in truth. You like, God damn, hey, but they sit in the seat of Moses, like, yeah, put him in eternal fire, Hey, like, come on, man. You see? So back then, the scribes and Pharisees, they were, the administrators in the law, okay? And the law was right, but they was off. You see, the law was right, but they was off, man. Okay? It says, for they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne and lay them on men's shoulder, but they themselves would not move them with one of their fingers. And back then, they was adding law to the law, making all these traditions and, adding all these things into the law, So, Yahushua, like, they put all these heavy burdens. Here it is, Jake is in captivity, and they would try to burden Jake with more of the law. Okay? You had men saying you can keep the whole law. And this time, Jake was pushing that doctrine, man. Putting that burden on Jake, man. Okay, making it seem like Jake had to wear fringes everywhere, man. Okay? Putting all these burdens on Jake, man. Here it is, Jake is lined up telling you have to wear fringes everywhere, man. Jake got long hair telling you have to have fringes everywhere, man. Okay, made a whole doctrine out of fringes, man. Okay? Just putting burden after burden on Jake, man. Selling you the garments, selling you breakdowns. You got to subscribe to the website. It's like, damn. It is a people already in captivity, and Jake steady putting burden after burden on them, man. And it says, but all their works they do for to be seen of men, they make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms of feasts and the chief seats in synagogues and the greetings in the markets, and to be called of men rabbi, rabbi. That's what Jake want. Okay, Jake want to be the deepest. Okay, he want to be the deepest teacher in Israel. Okay, Jake want the crowd to go crazy when he teach. Okay, in this time, the greetings now it's in the not in the marketplace, but more on the web. Jake loved that, man. All these praises. This is why a lot of Jake teach, man, for the praises of men. Okay, but they're not being groomed to be balanced judges, as we can see. Okay, because here it is, they are horrible examples of how to be. But they put themselves in this seat as if they can judge over every matter, as if they the top judge in Israel, man. As they can, like they have the last say so on what judgment should be go out, what judgment should go out, man. You know, like damn. You see. So going on, I'm gonna jump to verse 23. It said, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithe of mint and anise and coming and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought you to have done, and not to leave the other undone." You see? So here it is, and that's another thing. Jake loved to perform a law that they can do openly, that to showcase righteousness. That's why they push the fringes so much, you know, because that's an outward showcase of righteousness, man. Okay? Drake loves, community service and all, the barbecues and the family gatherings, because that's an outward showcasing, appearance of righteousness, man. Okay? But then when it comes to mercy, like damn, because even the thought of a hell, how merciless is that? You gonna burn eternally? Okay? It's beyond merciless, man. You see? But Jake don't deal with true judgment. Okay? Jake don't deal with mercy. And that's what Yahweh Shah was like, y'all so caught up in these outward showings of righteousness. But when it comes to the more serious matters like judgment, when it came to the juice, okay, that should have been a judgment call across all Israel. Don't trust that. That's the one the weightiest matters. Like that was a heavy thing. It's a lot of people that got the juices. People dead because a judgment call wasn't made. Okay, a firm judgment call wasn't made dealing with the juice, man. Okay, that's what Yahweh Shai saying. Like you should be focused on judgment. Okay, then on mercy. Okay, not to leave the other things undone. Okay, but what about judgment and mercy, man? And Jake, they don't show it, man. But Jake is gonna want all the mercy in the world when this thing collapses, man. Jake is gonna want all that mercy when things collapse. Okay, but look at what Jake is doing, and that's why scriptures say this. When you go to Hosea, okay, it's the book of Hosea, chapter 10, verse 12. It says, "Sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy." So the scriptures say, "Sow to yourselves in righteousness," man. Here it is. You have the men, or like I say, these merciless men. Here it is. They're pushing Jake to be rebellious against, against rank. They're pushing Jake, all right, with false doctrine. You see, they're conditioning Jake with false doctrine. They're pushing Jake to be rebellious. Okay, they're pushing Jake to be out of pocket. Okay, they're pushing confusion. You see, they're pushing the spirit of just arguing. Okay, the men that follow a lot of these guys, all they're gonna know how to do is argue. And be combative, like the so-called black woman, right? Apostle Rukase, man. Okay, like Big Shirley and Keisha, man. A lot of Jake's only thing they being groomed to do is to argue and be combative, man. Okay, that's not sowing righteousness, man. You see, Yahweh Shai is dealing with serious-minded men that's about the kingdom, man. That's about righteous rulership in the earth, man. Okay? Men that are being groomed to be balanced judges, man. Okay? There's a lot of Israelites that are just here, that are just heaped up for missiles, man. It's a lot of Israelites, as we can see as things play out, it's a lot of Israelites that know they're Israelites. They're just being heaped up and gathered by these charismatic, rebellious, leaders for missiles, man, for judgment. You see? And they're gonna be begging for mercy in this time, man. Okay? But this the time to sow righteousness, man. Be meek, be humble, be about the Lord's business, man. And we tell Jake, repent, chill, just teach. But Jake go further and further and further, man. And just like Elder Apostle um Gabar says, well, words don't teach, adversity will. You know? So it says, sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek the Lord till he come and rain righteousness upon you. Okay? And that's the time now. This is what this grace period is for. To sow in righteousness, man. To edify, to build brothers up in the spirit, man. To be balanced, to be in order. Okay? To be keen in judgment. You see, to be leaders, man. To be leaders of themselves, leaders of their families, and leaders of Israel, man. Okay? This is what this thing is about, man. That's why the Howard Shaw want that talent to keep flipping, man. This is a business. This is a righteous business that we're a part of, man. Okay? But Jake is here to get that lick back. Jake is here to cause confusion, be combative. And Jake not gonna stop arguing until Jacob's trouble come, man. Okay? When it's a full-time job to survive. Okay, so Lord will, I just want to get that out. Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you few sisters will edify once again and give all praise and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kakadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers, and peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.